Hi there. We all want big results. We want fast change. Uh, we want that before and after that big transformation. You know, as we say in my country, Nigeria, we say we want to blow. Meaning that we want to be big, want to go viral. So the slang there is blow. We want to blow up. You know, um, the truth that we're not told actually is that, every single time, consistency beats intensity. Every time. You want that big, you know, big show out. You want that big change. You want that big transformation. But it's actually much, much better for you to be consistent than for you to blow up all of a sudden. That's how it really works. And I want to give you a small story of a lady called Michelle Obama. I'm sure you know her, the former first lady of the United States. You see her today. She's confident, well-spoken, composed, deeply respected. Now, she didn't get there overnight. In fact, in her memoir, Becoming, she shares how much her early life, was filled with insecurity. She was insecure about her future. She was insecure about her background. She was insecure about her voice, amongst other things that she was insecure about. Insecurity was a big thing in her life. But the approach that she took, that instead of chasing instant success that would probably guarantee her and secure and make her more secure, she chose consistency. She kept showing up. As a student, she showed up. As a lawyer, she showed up. As a mom, when she became a mom, she showed up. Then she became a speaker. She showed up. And then she became a first lady. Small steps really mean a lot. They matter a lot when it comes to growth. So the Bible, a very, very wonderful book, a book of wisdom, states that you should not despise the days of small beginnings. Do not be afraid to start small. You can start small from where, you can start small from where you are. We want to go viral all of a sudden. Everybody's looking for that viral moment, but there's nothing wrong with a viral moment. If you would go viral, you would go viral, but Michelle had no viral moment to become Michelle Obama. It was thousands and thousands of small, quiet, powerful moments like that, of her doing the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And when no one was watching, that's very, very important. What you do when no one is watching. It's not what you do when everybody is watching and everybody has already started taking note of you. It's what you do when nobody seems to notice. Keep doing those things, I tell you, is real growth, and is going to register some sort of pattern in your brain, and then when that pattern, that routine has been set up, it becomes easier for you to do those things on a daily basis, and that is when there can be growth. Now, imagine you were in the gym, for instance, and you wanted to grow a muscle, maybe your biceps. Now, do you go to the gym and pick up the biggest weight and then start pumping? In fact, you'll probably be able to pump two, and then depending on the size of the weight that you do, you'll be able to pump a few, lift it a few times, but then you wouldn't be able to go for many reps because it is difficult to lift very, very heavy weights. But if you decided to start with a smaller weight, something small, something you can do easily, you find out that you are able to do more reps, and then you are able to, and if you do that consistently, you go, you do it today, you do it tomorrow, you do it for a whole week, you find out, you will notice that your muscle is not where it used to be. You will notice growth. But if you go with a big weight, because it's too heavy, you are not going to be able to grow any muscle. In fact, you will tear your muscle. You would have muscle tear. You would have an injury, and you'll be out of the gym for some time. So the way to build muscle is to start gradually with the lower weights, and then as you as you start to build consistency, you'll be able to increase the size of the weight that you're lifting. So that's the way it is in real life. Consistency over that sudden viral moment. Consistency over intensity every single time. That's how it works. Now, most people think they need motivation to start. Maybe you have a project that that has been in the back burner for a while, and you think you need motivation to start because that project seems so big. Why don't you start that project? Because if there's something we call analysis paralysis. You're analyzing how the steps you need to take, the steps you need to take before you are able to execute on that project and all of that, because you want the results to be so big. We often overlook the impact of small and little steps. Those tiny drops of water make a mighty ocean. I'm sure you've heard that before. Those little consistent steps matter a lot. Now, you don't have to wait till you're properly ready. You don't have to wait till everything is set. Just go. Just do something. Consistency is not about feelings. It's about flow. You're trying to get yourself into the flow. The real magic happens, when action becomes automatic. That's where you're trying to get to. You're trying to, do some actions continuously, repeatedly, and then you create a rhythm. That rhythm is what creates the results. Consistency is about doing something repeatedly, over the time, such that you build momentum, you build rhythm, and then that is what eventually creates the results. So what is wrong with your approach is that you're looking for the big results all of a sudden. But you can celebrate little wins. Like if you do something, if you take a step today towards that project that you've been keeping in the back burner, maybe you're writing a book. Maybe you write a paragraph today, and then another paragraph tomorrow. It's momentum. You are getting somewhere. You are not where you used to be. You're not where you want to be, but you're not where you used to be. So do not despise small beginnings. Do not be afraid to start small. Starting small is a win. And here at Profit Magix, we don't believe in that hustle culture, that you must hustle. We believe in momentum. We believe in starting tiny. We believe in showing up daily. We believe in building trust with yourself. You need to give yourself that time to build trust with yourself. So go at that problem, brick by brick, chip by chip, little by little. Let us give you a challenge for the week. Now pick one area of your life. Maybe it's health, maybe it's wealth, maybe it's mindset, maybe it's relationships. Pick one action in each of those areas that you know that you can take daily under 2 minutes, and then do it for 7 days without any excuses. So you see, you're not starting anything big. You're starting small, but make sure it's something that you're not going to be afraid to do, that you can easily do. And that's it. That's the challenge for the week. So let's try this. Maybe some examples. Maybe you can write a 2-minute journal. So just journal about maybe, your purpose, about, what you want to do. Maybe, okay, maybe where you want to be. Look, it doesn't matter what you journal about, but something that is valuable to you. Maybe a project that you wish to be taking at some point in the future, or um, your life purpose, how you want your life to go, or whatever it is that you don't you think about, but you're not able to put down on paper, or you've not been able to put down or articulate on paper. You can just for 2 minutes just write something, maybe about a goal, maybe about a project, maybe about a journey you plan to take. Plan it for 2 minutes. Just write something, journal about a particular thing for 2 minutes every day for 7 days, and see how far you have gone without line of thought, without train of thought, for 2 minutes daily. Or maybe you want to take, maybe you're out of shape and all of that, and you have been procrastinating on starting your workout regime, and maybe you don't know how to really start, where to start from. Maybe you can just start with maybe 10 push-ups. Let's even say 5 push-ups every day. Start that with for the next 7 days. 5 push-ups. Or maybe you want to do jumping jacks, maybe 10 jumping jacks every day for 7 days. Or maybe it's your money mindset that you need to improve on. Maybe that you probably have some beliefs about money that are not quite right, because maybe you're not where you want to be monetarily, because you have some beliefs about money. So you need to reset yourself. You need to how do I call it now? You need a mindset rejig, as it were, and you need some affirmations to put you in the right frame of mind to make money. So probably you need one money mindset affirmation daily for 7 days. Maybe you can say, I make money easily, you know because you feel you're not making money enough right now, or you're not making money is hard to, maybe one of your former beliefs is money is hard to make, right? If you believe money is hard to make, then money will be hard to make. So what you need to do is say something positive about money. I make money easily. Money flows to me effortlessly. Say it, mean it, for 7 days. Or maybe you've been reacting a lot lately, and you've been reacting angrily to circumstances, to people, to events, and you want to do better. So probably one thing you can do on a daily basis is, when anything happens, that normally will be worth reacting to, you take a deep breath. You breathe in, let it out slowly from your mouth. Try it. Breathe in, let it out slowly from your mouth. When you do that, you find out that the anger in you dissipates. It just goes away. So when you breathe in, take a deep breath before responding or before reacting to any situation, you find out that you can actually make better choices when you do that. You respond better to situations when you do that. So these are just some examples of things that you can do consistently over the next 1 week. So it's not about intensity, really. It's about identity. You have to become the person that does things differently. Not the old way. Not someone that does things the old way. Someone that does things differently. Consistency is the proof that you have become the kind of person who shows up. So what I'm trying to tell you to do is show up to those new habits that you want to keep up with in the next 7 days. So it may not be glamorous, but we want you to do it anyway. And we go back to Michelle. Michelle didn't become powerful overnight. She just kept showing up. You can do it too. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for perfection. No one is perfect. We're not perfect here. I'm not perfect. My God, I'm not perfect. But choose consistency, and your future self will thank you. I mean, you don't know if you're consistent. You don't know. We underestimate what can happen in a space of 1 year if you do something consistently. In 1 year, you'll be amazed how far you have been able to go if you just do this one thing consistently. Now, if this episode spoke to you, I want you to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. What's one tiny habit, that you stay consistent with this week? Let's build this momentum together. And I'll see you in the next video.